Good morning. All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Yeah. Oh, shooty doody. I gotta go get my purse because that's where my other makeup bag is at. So let's go grab it. Hold on. I'm gonna do my makeup with you guys this morning. Good morning, everybody. I'm starting my period, y'all. It's literally the worst. Ugh. I hate being a woman. It's awful. At least around this time of the month it is. So, there's that. So I can get my eyebrow pencil. Okie dokie. So, what's up, everybody? I hope you guys are having a great Monday morning. It's a Monday morning. Dun, 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 dun. Manic Monday. Sometimes you just end up that way. Okay, so when I was a kid, I grew up to the oldies. My dad used to play them non-stop, and so I know a lot of old songs. I sing them to you guys. Okay. So, what's up, everybody? How's everybody's day going? I am live streaming on TikTok, and I am recording a podcast at the same time. Because why not? Why the fuck not, right? So, here we go. I don't know the names of the songs, I just know how to sing them. Like another song that I know that's an oldie song. Young girl, get out of my mind. My love for you is way out of line. Get along, girl. You're much too young, girl. That song. And then, I don't know. That's all the fucking performance y'all are getting today. Okay. So, what's up, everybody? My name is Nicole Pludre, and I am a person in long-term recovery. I'll be celebrating 8 years sober on July 13th, and this is my channel, my TikTok, and my podcast that I, share my life with you guys on. You can find my podcast on all podcasting platforms. It's called Accountability, TEA, with Nicole, and it's on Spotify, Apple, it's on Anchor, it's everywhere. And we have the best time, and we just laugh, and I share with you guys about my life. I share with you guys the tea, the drama of it all, of being a person in recovery on TikTok and making content and seeing all the different bullshit that goes on in this app. And we have the best time. One of my subscribers got this for me, you guys. It's super dirty. I need to wash it. So let me tell you about, okay. So I have been doing some research and watching all this fuckery that's been going down on TikTok. And so I have a lot of things that I want to touch on today, just in passing. But the things I'm going to touch on will have their own videos or have their own podcast episodes shortly. Just give me some time to record them, okay? So recently, just the other day, I was scrolling through the interwebs of TikTok, and I saw a guy who has an account called One Day at a Time. Perky98, C Perky98. And he was reacting to Hustlin' 101's TikTok. And you guys know me and Hustlin' 101. I already went back and forth with that fool a couple of times about his predatory ways of trying to basically, get people to pay for his life, because he can't, because he doesn't have a job. And so he is disguising it as he's a recovery coach, okay? Well, this is all alleged, because I don't know. I didn't talk to the girl. But it's being alleged that he sent a video of him and his girlfriend having sex to a girl that he's supposed to be recovery coaching. Do you guys understand why I go so hard about men sticking with the men in most situations and women sticking with the women when it comes to recovery coaching or just any kind of help in recovery in general? Okay? You understand now why I do that? Okay? Because of this reason right here. Okay? if you want to be a person who helps people in recovery, make up your mind. Either do that or go be a sex worker. Okay? As a person in long-term recovery, the two don't mix. All right? The two don't mix. You can be a sex worker and be in recovery, but don't be trying to coach people in their recovery while you're doing that. Okay? Because what that's going to do is that's going to open up a door for your person that you're trying to coach. They're not going to be able to not want to go look at your S work, okay? They're going to be on your OnlyFans, honey. And that's going to put like a weird, that's just not cool, okay? We don't do that. We don't do that, all right? So most people who are getting sober have struggled with sex work in the past, and they are trying to get better from that. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that if you are a sex worker right now, but a lot of people struggle with it, and it was part of their addiction. The reason why they did that work was because they were in active addiction, okay? And so when I tell you guys, when I heard that this fool was sending people videos of himself and his girlfriend doing it, I thought, I threw up in my mouth. And then swallowed it, and then threw it up again. Okay, like, what the hell are you thinking, dude? Why would you do that? Because you're sick, okay? Now, that's exactly what I was trying to explain to all of the people who were hating on me for saying something to this dude. People were so mad at me. See, people were like, Nicole, you should be nice. He's just trying to help people. Nicole, no. He is still sick, okay? And when a person is still sick, they don't have any business trying to help somebody else, okay? That's a line that was crossed. That's harassment, sending video of himself and his girlfriend getting it on to a girl he's supposed to be coaching. And so that is why. That is why. And so I know so many of you guys were trying to stick up for this fool and trying to say, don't do this. I hope you see the light now. I hope you see the light, okay? This is why it's so important. People that are in early recovery need to work on themselves and their recovery. I've been sober for 8 years, okay? That's a lot of years. I will be completely honest with y'all. The first 3.5 years, I was simply working on me. I was a shit show for the first 3.5 years. I didn't need to be trying to help anybody but my damn self. You know? And I can admit that. And it just makes me so sad because there are vulnerable people who get caught up in this and they look up to people like him and then they end up paying this man to sexually harass them, basically. And that's really messed up. And so this is why I tell you guys, especially here on TikTok, if you need help and you're a woman, find a woman in recovery to help you. If you need help and you're a man, find a man in recovery to help you. Okay? It's just a good rule of thumb to keep yourself safe, especially those of you guys that are in early recovery. So that fuckery was exposed over the weekend. And all I have to say is, I told y'all so. I told y'all so. Next line of business. So I decided to slide in on Ashley Katz live stream yesterday, or I think it was yesterday or last night or something. Honey child, that girl was nodding out in her damn live stream. What the hell's going on over there? I said, oh hell, I'm catching it in real time. You know? I am catching it in real time. Hey, Stellar, there's an exception for people that are LGBTQI+. I truly believe that. So just so you know, like I said, but here on TikTok, you need to be careful. Okay. Like if I were you, I would find somebody in my town that I could go to meetings with, that I could go out to coffee with, that I could, we could go and do lunch and go over our stuff together. Like that's what I used to do with my sponsor. We used to meet at Cracker Barrel every Sunday and go over my step work and eat good food. So protect yourself, okay? Protect yourself. So I saw Ashley nodding off in her live yesterday. Lord have mercy on my soul. She's another one who just refuses to get honest or take any accountability, and it's sad. It's sad because she's pregnant. So please, you guys, listen to me, okay, when I tell you this. If you're pregnant and you're struggling with addiction, I've been there. I used to struggle with my addiction while I was pregnant. You can message me anytime, dude, and I will never, ever, ever judge you. Okay? Never. I'll help you get help. So that way your baby and you both can be safe. Okay? Because that's all, at the end of the day, that's all I care about is your life and your baby's life. Okay? I don't want you to die. Next thing I wanted to address. What was I? Okay, so did I see this on TikTok? Yeah, I think I saw this on TikTok. Oh my gosh, there's so much crazy shit going on TikTok. It's hard to keep it all straight, you guys. It really, really is. So I have, and listen to me, men reach out to me all the time for help. And honestly, I'm surface level. They can text me and they can ask me a question. Hey, Nicole, this happened. What do you think I should do? And I'll give them my suggestion of what I would do. And that's it. I don't have a lot to talk about to them because I just don't, I stick with the women. Because it's just safer that way. And I'm fucking married and shit, So, anyway, I gotta put this green color corrector on because my face gets red. I have really bad rosacea down here on my cheeks. So, my weekend, me and my little boy went swimming yesterday. I'm teaching him how to swim, and my son has really, really bad anxiety. He's only 8 years old, and it's pretty bad. So I was trying to get him used to it and just teaching him so he won't be afraid. And it makes me so sad because I remember when I was like him when I was little, and I had such horrible anxiety. Everything scared me, It makes me want to cry. I love my son so much and I worry about him. I'm going to start looking up some child therapists that can help him with coping skills for his, hey Sherry, what's up, girl? I'm talking okay, so yesterday I was teaching him, because this is how, my son doesn't know how to swim, straight up, I'm just going to be honest. And he doesn't go underwater, so I was teaching him how to hold his nose and go underwater. He could touch. We were in 3 foot of water. When I tell you, my son was having a panic attack about going under the water because he said it was hurting him. I said, Nate, it's not hurting you. You have control. The water's not going to suck you down and hold you underwater. If you don't like it, you come right back up. And he was face turning red, splotchy. I mean, it was really, it's pretty bad, y'all. I don't want to get emotional. It's pretty bad. It makes me so upset because he got that from me and his dad. We both struggled with anxiety, especially when we were little. But anyways, so yesterday I was trying to teach him how to swim and do all the things that you do when you're, a little kid to have fun. And I was telling him, because of COVID and the way things happened the last couple of years, my son has really only had 1 or 2 really close friends. And he also, we were inside a lot, and so I'm trying to get him to be a little boy and run outside and have a good time and go in the woods and go exploring and trying to help him to get comfortable doing stuff that is not up right beside me. Do you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, it's really affecting me to see him, how anxious he is. And that's my fault, okay? I used drugs when I was pregnant with my son. And I believe that because of that. I was using stimulants. I believe it highly affected him, his emotional regulation. And that's my fault. So now it's it's my responsibility now to help him get better from that. Because I caused it, So anyway, I'll never, judge anybody for their struggle, especially because I went through the same thing. But it's so hard to see my son struggle so bad with his anxiety. Like today, he had summer school, and I put him in summer school because my son needed to be in summer school because he struggled ever since COVID, okay? So I put him in summer school, and today I took him to summer school, and even going to the same school he's went to for the last 4.5 years, you guys, he is so nervous. And it's like, Nate, this is the school you go to every day, and why are you nervous, baby? Everything's going to be fine. You go to this school, And when we moved and we were going to have to change schools and stuff, he told me, he said, I would rather stay home and be homeschooled than change schools. Like, that's how much it bothers him, And so luckily for me and my husband, my mother-in-law still owns the property where we used to live, so we can still use that address for my son to continue going to his same school that he's gone to since kindergarten, But when I tell you guys, like, it is really hard to see your child struggling, and you know that it's because of something that you did, it's hard, but it's my fault. It's my fault that my son has anxiety, and so it's my responsibility, like I said, to help him get over that and get past that, or find coping skills to treat it, So while we were in the pool and I was teaching him how to swim and stuff, I sat there, I said, after he went underwater and he started panicking when he came back up, I wasn't holding him underwater, like he put himself underwater. I was just standing there. After he came back up and he was panicking and all that, I said, breathe. I said, we're going to fill the water. We're going to fill the water. I want you to go, I want you to splash. I want you to, look, the water's not going to jump down and bring us under. We're not going to lose our footing and go drowned. Like, look, we're just going to freaking frolic in here and feel what the water feels like. Get one with the water, And I was trying. I know it sounds so crazy and such like not a big deal, but he's really afraid. And he's never had he's never had a bad experience in the water. He's never almost drowned. He's never been dunked. My husband and I don't do that to him. We don't dunk him. We don't throw him in the deep end. When I was a kid, do you know how my dad taught me how to swim? He threw me off the deck into the pool. That's how he taught me how to swim, into the deep end. And so my son's never had any of that. Nothing scarring, okay? This is just simply anxiety, right? And so what we did was we sat there and we became one with the water. We felt the water. We saw that the water wasn't going to take us under, and we worked through it together. And by the end of the time we were down there, you guys, by the end of my swimming lesson with him, when we got back home, he was like, "Did I do good, Mom?" And I'm like, "You did really good." And I had him on his back. I was letting him float. I just had my hand barely underneath him. And you could tell he was so scared. He was trying to pull his head up. And I'm like, "Relax your head all the way back. Relax your head all the way back," and just letting him float with my hand guiding him underneath the water, just to show him, like, you're not going to die, And, damn, man, I'm telling you what, it's so hard because, like, I just remember knowing how to swim. I don't remember, like, really struggling with it at all, So we worked through that together, me and Nate, and my husband got a little frustrated, so he went inside because he can't handle it, And so when I came back inside, I sat down and talked to my husband, and I said, "You need to help me with this. Nathaniel needs to see that his daddy is going to be there to support him and not give up on him and not get frustrated, because this is important. This is important. Our son has anxiety. Our son is anxious, and he's afraid, genuinely afraid, And so I said, he needs to know that you're not going to quit when it gets difficult, because that's what he tries to do. He tries to quit when it gets difficult. And I told him, I said, "You're not going to know how to swim in one day, baby, but you're not going to quit. We're going to come out here every day after school, and we're going to swim, and we're going to try, and we're going to float, and we're going to become fishes damn near, you know? And so I told him today when I picked him up from school, be ready because we're going swimming, you know? And so my husband is just like, I know, I just get frustrated because there's no reason to cry. And I'm like, I know there's no reason to cry, but I could see it all over my son's face. His little face was turning red, splotchy up his neck, tears coming into his eyes, like he was panicking, you know? And so, anyway, I feel like I did a really good job. I feel like I was like, damn, good job, Mom. You know, because when we came back inside, he got in the bathtub, he got rinsed off and everything, and I made him some chicken, some rice, and some corn, and he grubbed out on that. Then he played a little bit of Minecraft, and then he came, laid down, and we fell asleep. So it was a good, you know, second half of the day. But I can't ignore the fact that I can't ignore the fact that my son is struggling with anxiety at such a young age already. And I feel like if I don't get him help right now, hey, Brother Todd, what's up, man? Love you. I feel like if I don't get him help right now, this is going to turn into an issue, you know, because his anxiety is very, very intense as a young kid. Let me share another example with you guys of Nathaniel's anxiety. One day we were on our way home, and me and his daddy had a disagreement. His dad wasn't in the car. It was just me and Nate. But Nathaniel knew that me and his dad had a disagreement, and I was upset about it. When we got home and I opened the car door, my son vomited everywhere. And I was like, what? Oh my gosh, are you okay? And he's like, I'm just upset that you and Daddy had got into an argument, and I'm worried about Dad. And that whole time on the way home, he was sitting back there panicking until he worked himself up into a vomiting. Okay, like that's what I'm trying to explain to you guys about this anxiety. And so, like, it's not something that I can just say, oh, he'll grow out of it. Like, this is serious. So I'm going to be after I hang up with you guys, I'm going to go online and start looking up, like, a therapist he can see, because this is important. Like, I wish my parents had known better when I was younger, because I had the same kind of anxiety, you guys. I used to panic so bad that we were going to get carjacked at red lights. I used to think my mom and dad were going to get divorced, and and I was never going to get to see one of them ever again. You know what I mean? And I would internalize these thoughts in my mind, and my parents didn't know what to do. I used to think that there was gremlins in my bedroom, and I slept on the floor outside of my parents' room for like 12 years. Okay, like a long time. From the time I was probably 5 or 6 till the time I was 14 years old, I was trying to sleep with my mom and dad. That's how much anxiety I had about not being with my parents. Okay, and my parents didn't really do anything to help me with that. They were always punishing me because of it, you know? And so, and I love my mom and dad. That's not their fault. Back whenever I was a kid, people didn't talk about anxiety like they do now, or any kind of mental illness, okay? And you guys see how hype I am? I'm a hype person, and so that doesn't help my son probably either, because I'm not well, I can be. No, last night when we were in the pool, I was calm, and I was like, we're going to fill I did so good last night. I was so fucking proud of myself, y'all, with my son, because, I was just really proud of myself, because I wish my parents could have done the same for me. You know, I wish they would have seen how much help I really did need. So, God, I started my period today, just so y'all know. If you can't tell, I'm emotional. So I guess this live stream is going to be an emotional live stream about my child and my life. Anyway, I'm spilling the tea on myself today, y'all. I know, I can't help it, Brandy. Yes, my parents are so proud of me now, which is such a good feeling, you know, to hear. My dad's birthday was June 4th, and we're going to celebrate it on Father's Day. We're all going to go down there for Father's Day. But I sent my dad $100. I always send my parents like $100 for their birthdays. And my dad was like, I called him and I was like, happy birthday, I love you. Did you get your $100? And he's like, yeah. And I started crying. I said, I just want you to know how much I love you and how sorry I am for all the years that I wasted not being there for your birthday and not being a good daughter. You know? And my dad's like, oh, it's in the past. It's in the past. You know, he doesn't want to get, he doesn't want me to get emotional because then he's going to get emotional, you know? He's like, it's in the past. It's in the past. You're doing great now, you know? And I'm like, I know. And me and my husband and my son went down there for Memorial Day or whatever it was, just a couple weeks ago. And I have to give my dog insulin shots. So I threw one of the insulin syringes in the bathroom trash can. And my dad was taking the trash out. And I said, Dad, that syringe is from the dog, just so you know. And my dad was like, you're past that. I already know. I'm not even worried. It's this syringe. I didn't even think anything about it. And I was like, you have no idea what a big deal that is, because I used to steal my dad's syringes to get high. And that's how I got access to syringes for a really long time. Was my dad had to take allergy shots, and I would steal my dad's syringes to shoot myself up with. And I'm sure my dad probably feels guilty because, you know, that's how I got access to syringes when I was first starting to get high, was from my dad. And it was just such a good feeling to hear him say, like, you're past that. I didn't even think anything about it, you know? And because even my husband had said something. He goes, you better let your dad know that syringe is in the trash can, because I don't want him to freak out or anything. And I was like, okay, you know, and I didn't think anything about it either, because that was the first time that we had brought our dog that's kind of sickly, to my parents' house, because normally she'll stay with my mother-in-law. So anyway, it was just like a really good feeling to be able to, you know, be with my parents and share, you know, and hang out with them, and then be, I don't know, it's just an awesome feeling when they're like, hey, we know that you're not shooting up. You know, we know that you're sober, and we don't even worry about that anymore. Because there used to be a time where they did worry about me. You know, they did worry about whether or not I was staying sober. You know? So. I love you guys too. And, okay, what else did I want to talk about today? So I'll check back in with you guys and let y'all know how and what I do for Nathaniel. I know, like, I'm going to find a therapist, like I said, but I just I'll find one, and then I'll let y'all know what happens. But what else did I want to talk? Oh, yes, this is what I want to talk about. I wanted to talk about Matt Keegan, whatever his name is. I wanted to talk about his stupid Suboxone wraps that he makes. Okay, so I don't know if any of you guys saw the video that I stitched of his little Suboxone wrap, but this guy just relapsed on Kratom like a couple of months ago and is in sober living because of it. And he has the audacity to make videos about fucking Suboxone. Like, dude, come on. Focus on your sobriety, maybe. Like, that would really be awesome. And then maybe you won't have to go to fucking sober living because you relapsed on Kratom. You know what I mean? Like, come on. His depiction of the Suboxone clinic is like a pill mill from the 90s, okay? And it has like a bunch of people lined up in front of it, and they're all jonesing for their next fix. And he's acting like that's what the Suboxone clinic is like. Which, you don't even really have to go to a clinic anymore. You can do everything online, you know? Kratom is a plant medicine that acts on the same receptors as opiates do. And so a lot of people use it for pain management. Some people use it to get off of other opioids. And some people use it to get high, you know? And so this guy, was apparently relapsed on it and using it, not in a therapeutic way. And so he makes these raps, like I said, about Suboxone, because he's one of those people that likes to feed into the narrative that, big pharma and the Suboxone clinics. Here's the thing, you guys. It's our responsibility to choose and find a doctor that's ethical that will work with us, I feel like if people don't do well on something or don't do it right, they say it's all bad. Exactly. And that's exactly what this guy did. That's exactly what happened with Simply Feral. They all got on Suboxone, started shooting it up, started abusing the system, right? Yeah, that guy, Betsy. And then they want to make raps and talk about MAT being so horrible, but it was them who couldn't control their use of the medication, Hey, D-Mess, we just talked about that earlier. Rewind the live, girl. It was at the beginning. I talked about it already. And I said the same thing. Oh my God, she was nodding out in her live last night. On the 11th. I saw the live from the 11th. So, what was I going to say? You threw me off, girl. You threw me off. Oh yeah, making the fucking videos. Hey, Life, what's up, baby? Making the videos about Suboxone and shit. So, I don't think people understand how, damaging it really is, because there's so many people who are struggling right now with, fentanyl addiction, and you have people that are, saying these bad things about these doctors in these clinics when people might need help from those places, and so they might shy away from actually getting the help that they need, because of seeing a video like that, Luckily, like I said, you don't have to go to a Suboxone clinic to get on Suboxone anymore. You can go to telemedicine, and you don't have to experience, being there and being, embarrassed if you are, or anything like that. It is scary. Yeah, Ashy Cat. And honestly, you guys, I'm still doing, I mean, it's obviously that she's taking something. I don't know what she's taking, but she's taking something. You get your medication the same day, Tammy. So whatever day they set your appointment for, you'll see the doctor that day. You'll get your medication that day, everything. So it doesn't take no time at all. And it's $45 for your first appointment if you use my name, my link. There's a link in my bio. And I've been working with Recovery Delivered since 2022. And I've been talking about them since 2020 because I use their services myself. Thank you. I got the water bottle from Walmart, and it helps. I drink this whole thing every day, which is I don't know, 64 ounces or something like that. That's a lot. It's double the amount of water it's supposed to drink. Me too, Life. Me too. It allowed me to be able to change the behaviors that I had practiced for so long. And that's why when I see people Matt making his little Suboxone conspiracy theory raps, it's really sad and it's hurtful, honestly, because what are you trying to say? All of us are fucking shaking ass junkies because we're on Suboxone? It's fucked up. It's fucked up. And so, he needs to take accountability for the fact that when he was on subs, he abused them. He didn't take them right. He didn't search for a good doctor. Okay? At the end of the day, we're responsible for our own actions. And if you aren't actively trying to make a difference and trying to change your behaviors in your life, and you're just fucking shooting subs or selling your Suboxone or whatever you're doing, that's on you. That's on you. Okay? That's your responsibility. All right? Just that would be like me coming on here and saying all methadone clinics are bad because I used to fucking abuse methadone. Okay? That would be like me saying I don't support methadone because I got high on methadone, so that means every person's getting high on methadone. You know, which is not true. It's not true. No, I don't know if I'm going to go live on YouTube or not. So I started my period today, y'all, and I'm kind of feeling like my tummy's hurting, but I don't know. I'm not sure. So I just don't understand, like, and let me just be completely honest with you guys, okay? I used to hate methadone, and I used to really side-eye people that were on methadone. I'm not going to be lying to you about it. I'm telling the motherfucking truth, okay? I used to be like, you say you're sober on methadone, whatever, but that's because I didn't understand that there were some people that took their methadone as prescribed. I thought everybody just took a whole bunch of it like me, you know, and that's closed-minded. That's closed-minded shit right there, you know? How dare I pass judgment on other people that use methadone because my ass couldn't be responsible with my medication? You know? How dare I do that? That's wrong as fuck. You know? That's wrong. And I did that. I'll take it full responsibility for that shit. I did that. The videos ain't up anymore, but they were on my old YouTube channel before it got deleted. You could, and I talked about methadone on my old YouTube channel, way down in the archives, you know, and of course I was never mean about it, but I would just tell people, like, you know, I think methadone is not good. But now my whole stance on that has changed. And a lot of it is because I've been able to see people who I love and who are actually my friends and who I care about, who are using methadone therapeutically and not abusing it. You know, and not, you know, nodding out and not fucking being all fucked up on their doses, you know. Brandy. And that's, and I wanted, so, and a lot of people got upset with me because I talked about that too. Because I talked about, you know, people nodding out on their doses. And it's like, you guys, it's true. There's a lot of people who take way too much methadone and they fall asleep from their dose. Okay? Like, to me, like, that's, when you're just nodding out, I'm talking about nodding out from your dose. That's a sign to me that it's too high. You know, there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I need to go down on my dose. You know? So anyways, but that's neither here nor there. Like, I don't take methadone because of that very reason. That's why I didn't use methadone as my form of mat recovery. Okay? Because I know how me and methadone, we work and we don't work. Okay? When I take methadone, I take it to get high. And so I really don't think there was going to be any happy medium for me to take it and not go up on my dose until the cows came home, you know? So that's why I use Suboxone, because it's a lot less risky for me. I don't have the want to abuse it, you know? Because of the way it acts in my brain and stuff. It doesn't do the same thing that methadone did to me. When I would take methadone, you guys, I would stay up for days nodding out, okay? And you say, staying up nodding out, what are you talking about? That's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being in between a state of consciousness and nodding out. That's what I mean. Where you're like, all day long. All day fucking long, y'all. And I would do some of the craziest shit. My mother-in-law, that's why my mother-in-law didn't like me. I finally figured it out. For the longest time, I used to wreak havoc in her house, you guys, because I would be high on methadone and I would be walking around doing all kinds of fucking projects and fucking shit up. I remember one time I went into the kitchen and I decided I was going to make coffee at 3 a.m., okay? Bitch, I had coffee grounds from the fucking kitchen all the way upstairs and back down again into the damn garage. bad. It was really bad. And so I saw somebody saying something about abusing Suboxone. Suboxone is a little bit more difficult to abuse because once you've taken it for a while, the only way, and I'm going to tell you because I know, the only way you can get high on Suboxone because you've used it for a while is if you stop taking it for like 4 days. I'm talking you don't take not one sliver of that shit. And then you take an 8 milligram strip, it'll knock your ass out. But you would have to, like I said, stop taking your medication. And a lot of people can't make it 4 days, not taking their medication. And that's why Suboxone is so great for me because I'm less likely to abuse it, because I don't want to not take my meds. Okay, so let me find this little gold color is what I'm going to use for my inner corner. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, cool. There we go. But anything can be abused if you want to abuse it. It's up to you what you want to do. Do you want to be sober? Do you want to change your life? Or do you want to continue doing the same bullshit you've always done? And that's the moral of the motherfucking story right there. Do you want to do what you've always done and get the same fucking results you've always gotten? Or do you want to do something different for once? And a lot of people finally get to a point where they do want to do something different. Thank you, Jesus, when that happens, right? And it happened for me. It could happen for you. It happens for all of us. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. I see you say you just have to be honest, right? But you see how hard it is for people to be honest, Demes Shark. A lot of people are incapable of being honest with themselves. There are such unfortunates. They seem to have been born that way. They cannot develop a manner of living that requires rigorous honesty. Okay? Like, they will lie until the cows come motherfucking home, girl. Okay? And we seen all that. We're seeing it in real time here on TikTok with a lot of motherfuckers. They get called out over and over and over again. And they will continue to double down on the lies. Which to me is just so... It's sad. It's a sign of a personality disorder or a sickness, I'm just grateful that, people call me out, they point things out to me, and I have gotten to a point in my recovery where I can reflect on what people say to me. I can reflect on, hey, you know what? Sometimes I'm a little asshole. I know I am. What did somebody say to me the other day? They said, sometimes I just got to shut you off because you get on my nerves. I said, I get on my own damn nerves. I understand. But I think that a lot of people, people just want to be liked, okay? They just want to be liked. They just want to fit in. And some people are willing to go to any lengths to do that, fitting in. It's a sad situation. If you are a person who is, strong in yourself and you know who you are and you don't worry about what people think or you don't have to fit in, be fucking proud of yourself. Because that takes a lot of work to get to that point. Because there's a lot of people who struggle and want to be there, and they'll get there one day if they can be honest. But like I said, not everybody can be honest, y'all. Some people are really sick and they just won't ever get honest. That one friend that you've always had that, like, you'll be hanging out with her, right? And you're hanging out with her personally, so you see everything that's happening. But when you're with her, she's going to tell you that it didn't happen, or she's going to tell you that it happened this way, and you were literally there, so you've seen it happen. And you're like, am I fucking hallucinating, or is this bitch trying to tell me that this didn't happen? Those are the kind of people that I've been coming in contact with lately here on TikTok, and it is outstanding to me how many people will try to, like, gaslight you when you were literally there. Or you literally know because you've seen the texts or whatever, It's so crazy to me. That's crazy. Like, you can't change reality, honey. That's not what happened. Oh, my leg is cramping, y'all, because I'm sitting so funny. Okay, let me go in this other room and do this eyeliner, because my... Oh, damn, my leg's cramping up. Damn. Getting old. Oh, hey, Jake. I'm sorry, baby. You're struggling? Some people don't want to. They have an agenda. They have an agenda. They won't ever get honest. That's okay, though. It's not my problem. I just get to talk about it. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of us in here did Matt, and it saved our lives, Jake. If you're struggling to get off of subs, there's a lot of different ways you can get off. Get off of fentanyl, excuse me. There's a lot of different ways you can get off. You can go to detox. You can go to residential treatment. You can go to meetings. You could get on MAT. You could do... there's so much, y'all. There's so many options for you guys now that struggle with addiction. Y'all are so blessed. Okay, let me just explain to y'all that. Y'all are so blessed because back in the day, the only option was to go be sick in detox and then go to rehab. But now there's like online resources. It's just amazing. It's amazing how much help there is available, and you just have to decide which way you want to go. Damn, man. I fucked up that eyeliner, didn't I? Oh, well. It looks okay. I just hate because my eyes are not even. So, like, this one looks different than that one. It drives me insane. But we ain't gonna fucking worry about that shit. Okay? Okay. Oh, yeah. You gotta make it time, baby. You gotta pick a quit date, okay? Pick a quit date, and get yourself a friend that can help you stay accountable. And have that person that you text every day and you say, okay, tomorrow's my quit date. And then your friend and you get together on your quit date and you get rid of all your shit and make it like a little team thing, There's nothing to be ashamed of. Everybody has something that they struggle with, I think that's what a lot of people struggle with is how am I going to get help? I can't tell anybody. But fuck that, man. You could tell everybody. That's the best thing you could do is say, I'm struggling and I need help. Because then once you put it out there and everybody knows that you're struggling, you'll be able to get more help, Don't be ashamed. Start snitching on your addiction. My husband used to be really ashamed of his addiction, and he wouldn't talk about it at all. And it really kept my husband sick for many years because of his own shame. And he was taught that by his family. He was taught to be ashamed and to not tell anybody because what would they think if they knew that he had an addiction? A big, scary addiction not anybody can know about. That shame that you're taught over time from your family members, you guys, fuck that shit, okay? Fuck that shit. Being ashamed, it keeps you sick, okay? It keeps you sick. And just because they don't want people to know because they're ashamed, don't mean you have to carry their motherfucking shame in your life. I had a kid reach out to me text me last night and say that their family doesn't know and that, they're really ashamed. And I'll tell them the same thing. Honesty is always the best policy. Fuck a bunch of shame. Fuck a bunch of shame. Okay. This eye makeup look is really pretty. I'm proud of it. I hope you guys enjoyed kicking it with me today. I love y'all, and I really just enjoy coming on here and talking with y'all. Shooting the shit. Hanging out. And all the good stuff. All the good stuff that we get to do here on TikTok and have a great time doing it, So I really appreciate you guys. Have I ever done fentanyl? Yeah, I used to shoot fentanyl patches. Not like y'all do now. Y'all do the fentanyl off the street. We used to do the fentanyl from the doctor's office, from the hospital. Back whenever I was in my active addiction, I lived in a retirement area where a lot of old people retired. So a lot of older people were on fixed incomes, and a lot of older people had pain. And so there was these two ladies that lived in a high-rise, and they both got fentanyl patches prescribed to them, but they were too strong. The lady said she hated wearing them, and she would only keep them for like emergencies, so she would sell the other patches. Well, honey, when I'm telling you, we would get them patches. Oh, Lord, have us. Whew, mercy. Those patches were strong as fuck. But you had to get the gel shit out of them. It was a little experiment. We would suck the gel out of them, that kind of thing. Oh, thanks, Special Officer Doofy. Yeah, I did. I thought she was clean whenever she came on, and it was probably months ago. It was probably about when she first found out she was pregnant, and she was making videos, and she looked clean to me. She looked clear-eyed and bushy-tailed. But I wasn't watching her lives. Y'all have to understand that. Like, I don't watch any of her lives at all. Go to the doctor, Kirsten, and see if your doctor can help you with some medication that can ease your anxiety during withdrawal. And people get so mad at me when I say that, and I'm like, what? Why do the people get mad? It's like, you can go to your family doctor and talk to them about you having an addiction. Or you can find an addiction specialist that will work with you and help you through your withdrawal. Like, there's people out there that do that. I work for an addiction specialist. I work for a doctor, Dr. B. He's an addiction specialist. And we have people that come to us all the time that are trying to come off of Fent, and we will give them comfort meds that will help them through the process. Now, we're not going to send you home with a bottle of Xanax, but we'll help you through the process and give you things that are going to be safe for you to take while you're going through your withdrawal, Halo, tianeptine. Oh, shit, gas station heroin. I've heard all about that shit. Tianeptine, is actually a medication that they used in Europe, okay? And they used it for depression and anxiety. It's a tricyclic antidepressant. That's what it is. And people overtake it, and it gives them the same effects that opiates do. Isn't that wild? I did not know that until my Dr. B taught me about that. Wild, huh? Okay, cool. You're not alone. You know what I would do if I were you? If you're struggling, like, there's some really awesome, like, support groups and stuff. One that I'm particularly a part of is called Mara, M-A-R-A. And they're on Facebook. They have their own meetings. And it's like a big family. It's a big family of people in recovery. Oh, and we all support each other. Okay, my children. I'm done for the day with my makeup. Oops, sorry about that. Shouldn't be whistling. Okay. I love you guys. Bye, podcast. I'll see y'all in the next one. Yeah, I'll help you with anything you need help with. Any resources you need. Okay. I love you guys. I'm about to jump off here, okay? If you need to reach out to me, you can reach out to me. There's a video that was like 2 videos back where I gave my phone number out. You're more than welcome to text me if you need like some resources. I'll help you with it, with anything that you need help with. Just shoot me a text. Please don't call because I have got so many other things that are calling and doing it that if you text, I can answer the text. I'm good at that. Okay? And I love you guys, and I just really enjoy y'all hanging out with me and letting me jibber jabber. And I hope you got some motivation and some support from this live stream. And I'll catch you guys on the next one, okay? All right. Bye, y'all.